Okay guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're talking about the 5 reasons that your ads are not working, they're rubbish, and how to actually fix them. So reason number 1 is you're blending in. You're blending in with the crowd, and I'll tell you why you're blending in, because here's what's happening mostly in the gym space, online coaching space, at least in the UK, is every gym, every small group coach, every bootcamp instructor and stuff, they're all using the same ads. Now, I don't know if these ads were passed down from Gym Launch and Hormozi when they used to work very, very well, but it's literally copy and paste. So you have the script that you verbally say in the ad that's copy and paste. You have the caption or the copy that's copy and paste. And so the gym here in this town here, their ads are the exact same in the town there. Now you might think that's fine because you don't want people in that town or city because you can only accommodate people in this postcode. But the reality is people travel, people know things, they see things, and you end up with this kind of amalgamation of like ads and scripts that aren't you or your business. They don't sound like you, they're not like you at all. And so whenever you pick up the phone or speak to these prospects, there's a huge disconnect between what you're doing and then when they come in the gym. And this leads to all sorts of future retention issues and things like that. But I want to give you the framework, or at least the pipeline of what's happening with gyms right now in the UK. So what's happening is there's you here, little old you, just sitting there. Wait a minute, I need leads. Like, I need more people in this gym. And so what you do is you look out and you go, right, okay, what marketing agencies are out there helping? And so what often happens is it's the noisiest marketing agencies, someone who has got a lot of money to put this ad in front of you about how they get you leads, and you see it. So you see this ad and you go, okay, I'm going to sign up with them because they've got hundreds of people and they must know what they're talking about and they've got credibility. And that's fine. It might be a good move for you. It might not. Here's why I think it's a bad move personally, is when you sign up with them, they take you on board. They often ask you for your postcode to make sure there's no competing place, even though they still take you on depending on if it's different target markets. So then what happens is they take you on board, and then what they do is they pull from this big long list. I say long, it's not even that long, but it's a list of scripts, Gym Launch ones, 6-week challenge and all this stuff. They'll look at it. They kind of look at your business and go, do you know what? They're running a small group program. This ad here would probably be suitable for that particular gym. And so what happens is like you get handled an account manager who probably has never ran a gym. The account manager sits there and they assign you the specific script. They get you to go and film them and edit them. They might manage your account and stuff like that. Very, very rarely they'll actually write from scratch your ads. And when they do that, it's probably some random VA in a random country, or it's some 21-year-old assistant who is sitting there in an office just passing this off. Now the problem with this is, look, if it works for some people, that's fine. And do you know what? The first campaign will probably work because it's the tried and tested script. But see, after that, when these people who you've sold a 6-week transformation to and they finish their 6 weeks, you're literally rinsing and repeating every single month to try and fill these people. And then you're also sweating every 4 or 5 weeks in the middle of the month when they've not been paid, trying to get these people into your back end to sign them up. Now this cycle repeats itself and repeats itself every single year. And then what happens is you end up just frustrated. Even worse, you go from like, oh, I'm earning 6K. Last month I earned 12K because it was the big summer rush. And you have this huge fluctuation in your cash flow. Now, this ad agency doesn't care because that's all they deal with is running ads. And so that's the big problem right now. I'll fire through the rest of the reasons quicker, but I need you to understand that that's what's happening right now, and you might be part of that. So back to my point, you're just blending in, and that's probably why your cost per leads got higher. That's why, the conversations you used to have with prospects used to be very easy, used to flow. Now, so let me just write this out visually. Your cost per lead is higher. The cost to acquire a client, so cost per acquisition, is higher. Your ROAS is lower, and you're kind of wondering what is going on. And not to mention, you've got fluctuations in your income. So there's like 2 to 3K of fluctuations, like up and down. And this is a recipe for you questioning if you're going to keep your gym opening, right? And I'm not saying this to put the fear in you. The reason I'm creating this video is to help you raise awareness and give you solutions, okay? Number 2 is a strange one, but this is what I'm seeing more and more. And I never want you to put out shit content by any stretch, but you're prioritizing aesthetics over testing. Now what I mean by testing is just testing to see what works. So many business owners, it's great that you've got a brand and you're proud of the colour scheme and all the rest of it, but we need to run testing to see what works. And every so often, really amateur style stuff works for ads. And then it goes back to really highly polished stuff. It comes in roundabouts, it swings in roundabouts, sorry. But the most important thing is you need to test, because once you test, you realise the whole point of running ads is to get attention. You need to get attention of your market. And so because of the rise in, loads of content being created, especially by online coaches, you're kind of competing with online coaches now in the fitness space, and they're very, very attention focused. And it might not be your style to go away and create all these, fancy reels and everything else. But at the very least, we need to think about when you're on your feed, like if you're scrolling Facebook and stuff, if you scroll Facebook, right, you can almost always tell an ad. So like, let's say this is like someone's cat, this is someone's uncle, this is like a funny video of someone falling off a fence or whatever, right? And then you can always see the ads. And so what's working really well is like when you prioritize testing, so when you just post to blend in. And I know that sounds contradictory to this part. What I mean by this part is like, it makes it feel organic. It makes it, you basically learn from the algorithm and play to the algorithm part of it. Okay, so if you can blend in and look authentic and look, non-aesthetic while you test it, you will find that this one gets more attention because it's got a hook, it's engaging, like tick, tick, but it's not, this is an ad I'm trying to sell to you. Do you get what I mean? So hopefully that makes sense. And I want you to just, instead of thinking, oh my God, this has not got my brand colours on it, please, any ads that we've ever done that perform the best, they're not heavily branded. So just have in your mind, okay, let's test this out. Okay, number 3 is you're speaking like writing an email. So it's like you're writing an email and you're copying your scripts. And I see this all the time from gyms. It's very much like, we help busy professionals, or do you feel stuck? Does this sound familiar? And this is especially true for those who are like scanning all in on ChatGPT and just copying and pasting it. You can tell a mile away, apart from the M-dashes and all this sort of stuff, the double hyphens. You can tell the language, and there's ChatGPT drivel everywhere. The market can't tell as much as we can as business owners, but they're eventually going to get caught up with it. And the reason I say writing like an email is usually much longer form. It's all about storytelling. Like you tell a story in an email, whereas an ad, you've got 3 seconds. And so what's working really well for our clients right now is just writing really short, punchy, to the point posts that work really, really well. So I'm just going to write this because I know people who hate when your handwriting's bad. Mine isn't going to change, by the way. Speaking like you're writing an email. My biggest advice is let's start creating short, to the point, really target market specific captions, and you'll get there. Number 4 is been about forever, but it's really simple. You're selling the product, not the problem. Really simple. So many people out there, gyms, online coaches, they're just selling the product. If you look at their script that they're saying, if you look at the caption and the copy, it's all about the product. Here's what you get when you work with us. Here's the things you get. Here's what it's like. There's a sauna, there's the gym, there's, all these things. There's Concept 2 equipment. You're selling the product and not the problem. And so this is where the best agencies sell the problem, and they sell it very, very well. The reason it's harder to sell the problem is it requires work and research and back and forward, and it takes a lot of time to figure out the real problem. In a previous video, which I'm going to talk about at the very end of this video, we talk about the bullseye problem. And we as an agency spend a lot of time on this so we can find it, because it takes time at the start, but it's going to save us a lot of money and effort and tweaking and testing in the long run. So a really simple one is, stop selling the product, start selling the problem. And last but not least is number 5, wrong pen again, let's go the right pen. Number 5 is you think ads are magic. Some people literally think it's a slot machine or a vending machine. You put money in, you get a thing out, and you keep going. It doesn't work like that. And this is why so many people struggle with ads. Like the best gym owners that I know and online coaches that I know, business owners, are the ones who have got their head straight when it comes to ads. I get it, look, it's expensive. Maybe overnight, 2-3 days, you don't get any leads. It's like, turn this off, it's costing me money. But you need to think of ads as a full ecosystem. Honestly, like, I am all for organic content. I post organic content as well, but nothing will build this ecosystem quicker than ads will. So whether that's building an email list, whether that's building, actual clients, a client list, whether that's giving something away, so pushing value, whether that's like upsells, whether that's like retargeting. Like, can you see how this ecosystem can start to build? And when you can put an ad in front of an audience and for £2, £3 a lead, you can build up thousands of people on a list way quicker than you would organically. So I really want you to think about that. It's about an ecosystem. Look, I know you want return on ad spend, absolutely, that's the goal, but I can't tell you how many people like see the ad, go on and do their homework, then the next day they just fill in your normal inquiry form or they DM you and they book a call because it's part of this ecosystem, okay? So listen, that's the 5 reasons that your ads are probably stuck. Some of them you're probably like, yeah, I knew that, but you needed a reminder. There's another video I'm going to pop up on screen. It's the disruptive ad system. It's literally my full system for when we get a client in the agency and I build their ads from scratch. It's going to smash all of this out the park. You're going to build your own ads using this disruptive system. You're going to love it. Hopefully you're finding these videos valuable. I appreciate I talk fast. I appreciate I'm drawing on the place, but hopefully you find them engaging instead of me sitting at a computer. Anyway, talk soon. Thanks for watching.